The spring is a wonderful time to enjoy nature with the flowers blooming, but it's also one of the most exciting times, at least for us here in the PA Woods and Forest community. That's because we're visited every year by the American toad. While they have one of the loudest and most distinguishable calls, it's very clear that for PA Woods and Forests, not just our YouTube channel, but the way that we live, we truly center our pond and the rest of our yard around the American toad. While they're not known to be graceful swimmers, and a lot of people think American toads can't live in shallow water, these American toads showcase 3 feet deep water, how they gracefully swim around, especially this one on the screen, right next to a waterfall, even swimming through the waterfall. American toads are much more adept swimmers than people give them credit for. Every year when the conditions are right, usually in the PA Woods and Forests, especially in western PA, it seems to be around April to May when the peak of toad breeding season begins. It's wonderful to see familiar faces who have come to visit us from over the years, whether they were born in the pond or they were rescued from another area, and they chose to come back and grace us with their presence. Don't sniff it. Hey. Potentially one that we saved and brought here last year. Toads are remarkably distinguishable between the markings on their back. They all have something unique to offer. Breeding season is a battle to become the best. Each male toad is jockeying for position to woo a female into breeding. But before they do that, wrestling and sing-offs occur in the pond every night. The battle to be the loudest and most attractive call is right underway. Wrestling doesn't just happen inside the pond, it's happening whenever the 2 or however many males dwelling here encounter one another. So we are estimating a grand total of about 13 toads here tonight. Breeding season for the American toad is nearing the peak, which means the most American toads will be going to the water's edge to be calling and giving us gracefully their nightly tunes. While they grace us with their tunes, we can see how violent the male American toads can be when competing for a mate, especially when the females are just within their reach. This toad specifically was the dominant American toad throughout the breeding season at the pond. It was cool to give him a quick shout out. It's difficult to distinguish him between these other toads but there are other opportunities in future videos where we're going to see that same toad that appeared just a moment ago calling and showcasing that he was the dominant of the pond. We got him to shut up. It's truly mesmerizing to see when the American toads come out, just like when the spring flowers begin to blossom. For us, in the PA Woods and Forest community, one of the greatest times to be outside and adventuring in the elements is whenever the American toads begin to greet us and grace us with their presence. And guys, if you like this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe. Please stay tuned for more exciting content for Frog Week following throughout this week. And thank you, and we'll see you in the next episode.